Live from the Macworld Expo in San Francisco, where the rice-a-roni flows like thick, chunky sewage, it's Bungee TV, the only channel that really matters. Exuding that musky Bungee scent you love so much, Bungee TV isn't afraid to ask the tough questions like, is this over? Can we go home now? And now, we give you the host of Bungee TV, the man who left his heart in San Francisco and his dignity in the men's room, Joseph Staten.
Wow, what sort of fan response is that?
Woo!
Yeah, clearly I did leave my dignity in the men's room.
Which men's room?
The men's room right out there. Hey everybody, welcome to the last day of Bungee TV. We're not wanting to go home. We love this sort of stuff. What are you talking about, Zartman? I don't know. I'm ready to stay the duration.
That's right.
All through the weekend.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
3 weeks.
We've got a banner show for you on this last day of Macworld San Francisco 2000, broadcasting live from the show floor at Moscone Center here in San Francisco. Co-hosting with me today, I think you've already found that out, is Doug Zartman. I really don't know what to say.
Also called Voice of Bob.
That's right. And Doug, hey, Doug's like the wizened old man of Bungee. He's been around for years. I'm like the young whelp, the pup, bouncing on Doug's knee.
Getting the May-December thing here with Bungee.
Yeah.
Getting the new and the old.
The new and the old, that's very true. Hey, Doug, so, hey, the booth looks crowded with fans today. Who do we have out there?
Booth is crowded with fans. We've got, well, it's a Saturday, so we got a sort of a larger crowd than on the other days of the week.
Uh-huh.
We got quite a few people gathered around here watching Bungee TV. Also, a good number of people playing Oni who seem to be absorbed. Can't really see too well.
Yeah.
But,
so, you know, throughout the week we've been doing stuff with our fans. We've been doing some stupid fan tricks. Hey, we even got a chorus of fans together yesterday to sing to Hamilton. Do we have any wacky fans out there today? That
You know, I was thinking, pretty much at every Macworld Expo, I get asked to do voices from the marathon games. I was the voice of Bob in those games. And I thought it might be fun this time to turn the tables and ask the fans to do voices of Bob, especially if there's a t-shirt in it for the best one.
Yeah, I think the Bungee store at Macworld could definitely rustle up some t-shirts.
I think we could find a t-shirt or two for some exceptional
good Bob.
voices of Bob. So I'm gonna take a try around here, see if we can't get some people to do a voice of Bob, just to have a you know, something to work off of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suggest that we do the classic phrase, the most popular one. They're everywhere, from the original marathon, which went something like this. They're everywhere!
Wow, see
So
that's...
it's been a few years, but I still got some of that, so...
Hey, Doug, who's that really long-haired, funny-looking guy in the background that looks like he might do jingles and stuff?
Oh, yeah,
I
that
think he might be able to pull it off.
be Marty O'Donnell, one of our audio guys. He's got an ear for sound. Let's... actually, you're supposed to do a voice of Bob. Well, you're on again.
You know what, Marty? After you made that joke about my height, you're going to be on Bungee TV every day.
So every day.
One more time with feeling. They're everywhere! It's pretty good.
So
That's not too shabby.
So Marty gave a good example. I think we should probably find a fan now
That's right.
that could win a Bob t-shirt.
Do we have any volunteers? Or am I just going to have to pick someone? You're it.
They're everywhere.
Give me a voice of Bob.
They're everywhere.
That's pretty good. It's got the crack there. Anyone? Any takers? No. There we go.
They're everywhere.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I
That's
think
not
those
bad
two
at all.
men deserve a free t-shirt from the Bungee store for their rendition
I think
of the
we can
voice
get
of
that
Bob.
for them. I'm a little tied down myself at the moment, but...
That's all right. We'll get it for him after the show. Thanks, Doug.
Hey, no problem.
We'll be cutting back to Doug later on in the program. Oh, yeah. So the next thing we're going to have at Bungee TV, after yesterday's letters from the fans, we got such an overwhelming response in the Bungee mailbox that we could not do it again today. Don't mind the double negative. So we're going to get this other camera set up, and I'm going to just close my mouth, and we're going to invite back into the studio Matt Sell, Bungee's head of customer service, and Matt's going to answer some really important, pressing fans' questions. So, hey, Matt, come on into the studio. Let's give a big round of applause for Matt, everybody. Oh, sorry, your mic. Here, let me get this for you. That's all right. There you go. So, Matt, as I was saying before, yesterday we got a pretty overwhelming response in the Bungee mailbox.
I was amazed, you know, and the most impressive thing was that, hundreds and hundreds of letters poured in, and I was out on a bender until like 15 minutes ago, so I didn't really get a chance to look at them with the careful and intense scrutiny that they all deserve. So you're just going to have to deal with that.
I think our fans understand the need for benders every once in a while.
Oh, well, yeah. They wouldn't be our fans if they didn't. So, well, anyway, I'm going to move right in if that's all right with all y'all. First one is from a guy named Nigel Brown. This is quick and easy. Nigel asks, is there a way to do stupid fan tricks over email? Well, Nigel, you just did. Unfortunately, you won't get the Oni beta that you requested, but you will be enrolled in the Oni sticker beta program. And, we'll get you a few of those. Send me your email, send me an email with your address, and I'll send you a sticker. You can test them out. And, if you're good, you might move on to other sticker testing projects. Now, the second letter is from returning favorite, a guy we all learned a little more about yesterday, a guy named Mike Roca. And Mike, just privately, I believe you about the rash, so stop sending JPEGs, okay? I mean, for starters, the JPEGs are actually so small that my email client doesn't know how to handle them. And it's just disgusting. But on to your question. Question is, who would win in a fight, Jason Regier or John Carmack?
Oh.
And, well, that's a very tricky question to answer, because John Carmack, as you know, we haven't worked together since those days when I was a bouncer in Thailand. And he was probably the biggest customer in the brothel where I worked. So I haven't spoken to him in years. And for, Regier, Regier, as you know, has moved on to Blizzard, where he's working on another project. He's putting the blow in Diablo 2. And so, I'm not really close enough to either of those individuals anymore. And, quite frankly, I don't work with them, and I couldn't make any money on the office pool. So, it's just, I guess the answer to your question is I'm not going to answer your question.
If you listen really carefully, the sound of our relationship with id and Blizzard is like this spiraling, crashing airplane. The sound of our relationship with them, but,
Wasn't that what it was like before?
Yeah, we never really had a sound before, so I figured this is a good one.
All right. A guy named Jesse asks, when does Sawfish go gold and for sale to the mass public? Well, Sawfish has been gold for some time. As the only water stuff item, he just naturally gets a lot of testing, especially because he's 100% harmless, and as bath toy is also very fun. So, we've tested him in pretty much every environment, and, as for when he's for sale, a lot of you may not know this, but our direct sales magnate, Jim Ruiz, the Bungee store guy, actually tried to get some stock of Sawfish for the sale to all of you. I'm not kidding, actually. We really did try. And we did some intensive research, made a lot of phone calls, some pretty embarrassing phone calls. I don't know how often you guys are laughed at. Well, Jesse, in your case, I know how often you're laughed at. And so, maybe we should have had you make those calls for us. But, it's really weird. And there's, for some reason, Sawfish's developers have just left him hanging there. We're stuck at Sawfish 1.0, but really, that's so good. That's so good.
Well, see, I think the important thing is that they made Sawfish without too many bugs. They shipped a quality product.
Yeah, what could you possibly improve? What could you possibly improve with Sawfish?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it boggles the mind, really.
So, on to the next question. And by the way, just one more last note on Sawfish, because easily half the emails we got yesterday were about him. He is involved, and he's not taking any engagement requests at this time. All you ladies out there and some of you others, just back off. There's plenty of other Sawfish in the sea.
You know, I never thought about the allure of water stuff item quite in that way before, but
He's the only one, so
he's
you
the
know,
only one. He's, yeah.
one of a kind, sui generis, and it's Sawfish, man. The glory of Sawfish. Adrian Sinat asks, how close is your world domination fund to being completed? Can I help? Well, Adrian, I'm going to actually get to the world domination stuff a little later on in the show when I come back for 2 minutes of Cell, which I know you were all bummed about missing yesterday. I plan to jazz it up a little for you today. But the World Domination Fund, you know, it's moving along pretty much. You know, I mean, we have a plan, and we're sticking to the plan. You know, and we're raking in the dough. But if you would like to help, yeah, you know, send checks made to cash to Bungee World Domination Fund, CO, Matt Sell, Bungee Software Products, 350 West Ontario, 7th floor, Chicago, Illinois, 60610. I'll make sure that it gets to the right place. And, you know, when the revolution comes, you know, you won't be the first against the wall. You know, in fact, you're pretty much guaranteed to not be up against the wall if you're wearing a Stylin' Bungee t-shirt. And I know you are. So thanks for your question, and I hope all you out there are taking Adrian's words to heart. The last question is sort of a two-parter. It's from a guy named Terrence Nowicki, and he asks, I want to know about Matt Sell's brain collection. How many brains does he have in jars, and has he managed to get hold of Albert Einstein's brain? Well, you know, that's pretty tricky. Apparently, there's a certain amount of demand for Einstein's brain. I was not anticipating this. And actually, it's cut up into little pieces in various jars far across the globe. But I do have a big old tube of super glue, and plan on remedying that, you know, when I get the time and money. You know, I'm flying all over the world as it is, you know, and sooner or later I do plan to get it. But, you know, I had to recently move to a new apartment to answer the first part of your question. More space for the jars. You know, my friends call me Jar Jar. It's sort of a term of endearment, and, you know, I punch them every time I hear it. But, you know, I'm not even quite sure how the brain jar fetish thing got out to the world, but thank you for asking. I've got a whole bunch, and who knows? Yours could be next. Second part of the question, of course, is that you still haven't heard the history of the number 7, and of course the infamous number 2. Well, a brief history. Number 2 came after 1, followed by 3, 4, 5, 6, ending with 7. There were some more after that, but 7 is pretty much the only number of consequence. I hope this has been instructive. I'm actually going to have a little more to say about the mysterious number 2 a little later on in the broadcast, as I noted earlier. So I hope you'll stay tuned in. And that's about it for the questions. Like I said, you know, I only had a few minutes to prepare, and right now my head feels like there's 40 different jackhammers inside in different directions. But, you know, it's because of dedicated fans like you who write in these scintillating questions that I feel that way.
Yeah, thanks, Matt, for the letters. Everybody, let's give Matt a big round of applause for the letters. You know, and I don't want to drop this veneer of professionalism, which you all have come to expect after many days of bTV, but if I could just take a personal second with Matt for a minute. Hey, you feeling okay? You look a little bit angry this morning. You feeling all right? Or you...
Well, Joe, I think you know why I had to go on that bender, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, let's not make any bones about this here.
I know, but I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mean to take up time with this, because I know you guys want to see Halo, but I mean, I totally forgot 2 minutes of Cell. I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't vindictive.
Yeah, sure, Joe, you forgot. You forgot.
Look, I mean, maybe, you know, we probably shouldn't do this on the air. I'm sorry.
Have you forgotten to breathe lately, Joe?
No,
This stuff is like oxygen. This is like manna from the heavens.
I know.
To my people.
I know. I'm sorry, Matt. Look, let's just stop right now. Let's talk about it after the show. We got some stuff to do. So, I mean, I'm sorry, guys. We've already taken up too much time. Why don't you just roll the tape of that? We did a Bungee Fan Fest a couple nights ago, and I'm sorry, Matt. We'll talk about this.
You'll be sorrier later.
All right. we have some technical difficulties, oddly enough, at Bungee TV, which is usually, a well-oiled machine. For some odd reason, I think this might be actually
Master Harry Marks.
we've heard this chump on the intercom all day, every day, and we're getting a little bit fired up about him interrupting the Bungee TV broadcast willy-nilly with no respect for our production values. Thanks a lot, buddy. Thank you very much. We all look like a bunch of, I might as well just show my butt at this point, because you know what? That's what bTV has turned into. A whole bunch of butt.
That's what everyone's tuned in to see.
So how are we going on that technical difficulty? We're looking, I think this would be a good time
We're
for
looking
me
at a whole lot of technical
to
difficulties.
bring up something I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time. And that is, generally speaking, that I think I've fallen in love with a couple of our fans. I mean, not kind of puppy love,
reaction.
but I see these bright, shining faces in front of me every day, and I think, you know what? I love our fans. I really love our fans. Not like I love Sawfish or like I love Matt, but I love
Certainly
our
not as often.
fans.
Macworld comes but twice a year.
If we weren't censored yesterday, we are so going to be censored today. I swear to God.
It'll all be available on Too Hot for Bungee TV.
Oh!
The video shipping in just 2 weeks from the Bungee store. Store.bungie.com. Check it out.
We have a broken tape. Well, that's not very cool.
No.
You mean our tape where we had the Bungee Fan Fest and where we had the exclusive Halo footage is broken? I'm shocked.
It looks like a big negatory, good buddy. Man. Well,
Hey, Matt, why don't you vamp for a sec?
As long as we're here, does anyone know any jokes? I got a couple.
So, hey, this isn't very fun at all. You know what I say we should do? Is we should jump directly into, oh wait, we're up? We're good? We're okay? We're nice? Woo! If I wasn't sweating before, I'm sweating now. All right, so we're ready to go to the tape for the Bungee Fan Fest. Here we go!
Okay, well, here we are at the Bungee gathering of fans, or gathering of Bungee fans, or there's some sort of Bungee fan connection. I'm not entirely sure what the full title is. And there's a whole school of people, and they're playing Myth 2. And he's wandering about.
Hey, so thanks for coming to the Bungee Fan Fest. I know Miguel already got up here and talked for a little bit, but I have Alex Soropian, the CEO of Bungee Software, here tonight. And Alex,
Give it up for Alex.
A couple words. Let's give Alex a hand.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out here. It's really great to have fans. It's really great to see everybody. And without you guys, of course, Bungie doesn't really exist. So if you guys can have some fun tonight, that would make me happy. Thanks a lot for coming out.
This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, this is Marty.
For all you guys. We're in for the music. And this one, and the upcoming OD and Halo.
Okay, anybody have anything?
Whatever happened to the microwave emulator?
For the microwave emulator. Well, that's kind of, it leads into kind of like, what is the team formerly known as the Myth 2 team? They're honestly doing something, so I guess you have to stay tuned.
Well, we've been spending a whole lot of development money lately on purchasing new models of microwaves, studying their various features, tendencies, trying to perfect, in as much as we can in a virtual world, the actions and abilities of the modern microwave. I guess on a more serious note, you're wondering what the Myth 2 team is up to. And I can't tell you because it's still way too early. But it's cool what little of it there is. And guys will all be playing in a couple years. So, yeah, okay.
That was some exclusive footage for that. Hey Doug, how's it going?
Great.
Can you
Great
tell
to
it's
be
a
here.
Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Hey, that was some exclusive footage from the Bungie Fan Fest. We had this a couple of nights ago here in San Francisco. Every year at Macworld, one of our great fans, Miguel Chavez, organizes a fan fest. People get together, they play some Myth 2, they eat a lot of pizza. Bungie sponsored it this year. We probably had about 100 people show up. It was really pretty cool. Stayed for hours, played Myth 2, and as you saw on the tape, Matt Sell was there, Marty was there, Alex was there, I was there, a couple other people too from Bungie. And the question was asked, hey, whatever happened to the former Myth 2 team? Kind of a burning question. I can't really say anything about that.
Yeah, they're still around. They're still working on stuff.
They're doing something.
They're doing something.
The door's locked. I don't know.
There's another development team in Chicago, and
yeah.
they're working on Halo. So.
Yeah, so let's do some math, shall we?
Yes,
Wanna do some
exactly.
math? Okay,
Right,
so,
yes.
so we got 3 development teams.
See, there's Bungie West.
There's Bungie West. They're doing Oni, right?
Yeah,
Now
right.
we got Bungie East, which has got
one team.
One team's doing Halo.
Right.
And then there's that other team.
Right. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. I don't know where the math goes from there, but
Yeah,
that's
right.
That's weird.
Maybe we'll update people on that.
Tell you what, it's
in the
probably not too
future.
important. We'll get back to you guys later about that. But what's important right now is that we got Doug Zartman
That's
on
right.
Bungie TV. And unfortunately, we had a slight programming schedule change. Someone from 3DFX was going to drop by. They got stuck in a meeting. Unfortunately, he can't show up today. But we got Doug, and Doug is ready to take his 2 minutes. We've had rants every day, except... I know.
Attention, please.
All right, buddy.
You got our
That's it.
attention.
I swear to God, you were not invited. Yesterday, we were supposed to have a rant from Matt Sell. I forgot about it. I'm sorry. We just didn't have time for it yesterday, but we got Doug today. Doug, you got 2 minutes to talk about whatever you want. I'll time you. I'm pretty tough. I'll cut you off, so go for it.
Feel free to cut me off anytime you want.
2 minutes is our
I was, yes. Unbeknownst to me, most of these rants have turned out to be a little wacky, little crazy, and I was asked to do this and prepared a very serious rant on a serious topic.
Tell you what, though, today's show, if you haven't noticed, it's been kind of full of levity.
Yeah.
I'd say full to bursting. So
Yeah,
be
let's
serious.
bring it down a little, shall we?
Let's.
Yeah. Well, I'm Bungie's PR guy, and I get asked a lot of questions. Probably the question I get asked the most is, Doug, what can I do to promote a spacefaring civilization? Wanted to talk about this. As you know, many of our games concern or have to do with space colonies,
Right.
Space travel, people living in space.
Uh-huh.
And that's actually a pet topic of mine. Space colonization and humans moving into space. And I wanted to share with people some of the resources that they can utilize if, like me, they are interested in trying to actually get human beings out into space, living in space colonies.
That's great.
One of the first organizations I want to talk about is called the National Space Society. It's one of the more sort of establishment organizations. It's a nonprofit. And it lobbies for space issues across a whole spectrum of issues. They're kind of pro NASA, in contrast to some of these other organizations I'm going to talk about. If you want to read more about them, you can go to www.nss.org. Got a website there. You can join up, get their magazine Ad Astra. It's really interesting reading if you are interested in topics concerning humans living in space. On sort of the other end of the spectrum, a little more anti-establishment, anti-NASA, you've got the Mars Society. They're a somewhat more narrowly focused organization. Their website is at www.marssociety.org. And there you'll find a lot of links, not only to other space sites, but to information about Mars, plans for habitats for living on Mars, things like that. A lot of interesting material there.
Doug, I hate to cut you off here. I know that you probably got more stuff to say, but I think that the really important thing about Doug's rant is that it actually segues really well into Halo footage.
Into Halo.
I mean, really, because when you're talking about Halo, you're talking about human beings colonizing the stars and then getting their butts whipped by aliens.
That's
really.
right. Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of these sites don't really cover the topic of aliens in so much detail, but
Right.
But they got to be out there.
and they're probably hostile. So, you know, you can think of Marathon and Halo as sort of setting the stage for humans' eventual contact with aliens.
You know, really, I like to think that playing Bungie games, we're really not just gaming, but we're actually preparing for the time at which we will colonize the stars and, you know, perhaps encounter hostile aliens. I mean, it's really a war simulator, really, our games. They really are practical.
It's sort of a combat, yeah, space combat, you know. And if someone wanted to get an advanced degree,
yes,
you know, in this kind of topic, perhaps preparing for our eventual war with the aliens, they could go to an organization called the International Space University. I don't know if people are aware, but you can actually get a degree in space colonization, per se. You can go to isu.isunet.edu and get a master's in space science. Covers a whole range of disciplines from space law, economics, habitat design, astrophysics, and even combat. You can get training on those advanced weapons that we'll be fighting the aliens with. I'm pretty sure that's one of their new courses. I'd have to check up on that. But in any case, you can go to the website and find out for yourself.
That sucks. I had to take like biochem and calculus, so I could have taken like plasma rifle 101.
Exactly. You know, I mean, interesting stuff. You know, I wasted my college education on sociology and anthropology.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks for the rant.
Hey, no problem.
Information. What we're going to do right now is cut to, you guys saw some Halo footage yesterday. Such was the demand that we got some more Halo footage off a computer monitor and a computer we set up yesterday. Again, there's some scan resolution, scan line issues. The image quality is kind of low, but hey, when our fans demand Halo footage, we certainly provide it. So if you could cue up the tape, this is some brand new footage from Halo. Hit it, Jason. That's it, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning into bTV. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot the 2 minutes of cell once again. Hey, hey, Matt. Hey, Matt, are you around?
He's getting prepared.
Matt's getting prepared for his 2 minutes of cell. Hey, I'm sorry, Matt. I almost forgot again. Why don't you come on in? And hey, everybody, this is Matt. We didn't give him his 2 minutes yesterday. We had a long talk about it last night, and I promised him he'd get back on the show. Hey, Matt.
Hey.
Sorry about that, man. You got your 2 minutes. Feel free. I'm not going to talk anymore. Just do.
That's right. Talk about space, man.
Well, you know, I've been hanging out here at the show. It's been a wonderful time. Been hanging out with the creme de la creme of Bungie fans, you know, including some of you know, the highest of the high and mighty, you know, high in whatever sense you choose to take it. You know, our friend Claude here, Free Will, Miguel Chavez, you know, great people. And they've been asking me a whole lot of questions. And probably the question that I get asked the most is, you know, Matt, why do you have to be so darn cryptic all the time? Why can't you just be, you know, a little more forthright and honest? And needless to say, this was a complete shock to me. I mean, I thought I was being just crystal clear in everything I've said so far. You know, I mean, you know, memories, wishes, dreams. I mean, what's wrong with you people? But I figured, since I've got this opportunity again, I figured I might as well just make everything as clear as I possibly could and give you guys a little insight as to some of the stuff that we're working on that we haven't talked about yet. So this is blowing the lid off some super secret Bungie products you guys just haven't heard about and probably wouldn't if it weren't for my presence. Now, we get asked a whole lot about Marathon. A lot of Bungie fans, big Marathon, you know, loyalists. And they keep, there's no possible way to glut that market. They keep wanting more and more marathon. So, yeah, and at the same time, marathon is known probably primarily for its incredible complex storyline. And a lot of people are like, well, Matt, what parts of this should I be paying attention to? Can you explain this? It's very difficult. So we thought we'd sort of break out into a new category. We haven't done much in the realm of edutainment, and it's sort of got a bad rep, among gamers. And we figured there's no genre with a bad rep that we can't taint, blacken forever, better than anyone else. So we're working on a little title. It's sort of done in the vein of you've probably played those games, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, things like that. It's geared towards kids. It's called What the Hell is Hamish Sinclair Thinking? And basically, you travel around Ireland, following him from pub to pub. He's expounding on various different elements of the marathon storyline. And it's all done in the marathon engine. And, we're working with Hamish right now in a motion capture studio in Ireland. There's going to be some incredible stuff. You'll be able to see Hamish, scratching his head in curiosity or, shock. The epiphany as he puts together some minor piece of the puzzle. Of course, you'll be able to, at any point, take a big whiskey bottle, break it on the edge of the bar, and wave it in Hamish's face, going, "What the hell is your problem?"
Some people, I don't mean to interrupt your rant, but some people don't know Hamish Sinclair. If you want to learn more about Hamish and what this is all about, go to www.bungie.org. www.bungie.org. It's a major fan site of ours, major resources, and Hamish runs the Marathon Story page. So, sorry, Matt.
And it's absolutely incredible. It's just, absolutely incredible sometimes. Another project that we're working on, it's not even really a game. A lot of you I know have probably heard of the RC5DS cracking apps, or even better, SETI at Home, where we're using distributed computing power to look for alien life. What we're working on is a little program called Bungee at Home, which is aimed towards helping us do that world domination thing that you all think is some kind of joke. And basically what we're doing is, we're using distributed computing power. You're going to be able to run the Bungee at Home app. It's going to have a nice little screensaver of Joe dancing around. It'll be really cool. And meanwhile, it's like trying every possible password combination in like every major government computer on the planet. And if your computer is the one that helps us get root on a Department of Defense mainframe, you're going to win, T-shirts, games, lots of fun Bungee prizes. So keep an eye out for it. It's going to be free. You'll just download it from the Bungee site. It's going to be a gas. Another program we're working on is one that's very near and dear to my heart. A lot of times, at these shows, there's basically two things that keep us going, from going nuts and hanging ourselves with our shoelaces. The first is just heroic consumption of alcohol. And the second, of course, is sticker tag, where we take whatever fun Bungee stickers we have thousands and thousands of at the show, and nail people passing by the booth, luminaries in other fields, random people, and it's a whole lot of fun. Last night, for example, we were dining in a fine restaurant. Who should show up but our good friend from Apple, Kathy Toffel. We tagged Kathy. It was a whole lot of fun. She enjoyed it. She tagged me back. It was a lot of fun. And of course, because it's always a matter of one-upsmanship, you've got to keep the game going. So, I ended up spending the whole night like pounding on hotel doors going, "Kathy!" And when I finally found hers, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. But I did tag Bungee stickers all over it. Now, I could have avoided an arrest and a pending lawsuit had I been able to play the new Bungee game, Sticker Tag. It's going to be awesome. You'll be able to download upgrades as we release new stickers at new trade shows. You'll be able to put in the faces of people you know, people you love, people you don't love. The guy who was wandering about on the booth yesterday who had a cup of soda and a straw. It was some sort of mosquito pornography, what he was doing with that cup and the straw. And it's amazing stuff. I know you're all going to love it. That's right, Marty, mosquito pornography. Marty's done some soundtracks for some mosquito porn flicks. And You know, he's just expressing shock because he hasn't been asked to dub anything in yet. But we'll get to him. Another thing, you know, a lot of people, you know Jason Jones, our coding superstar in Chicago, and they know that, you know, Jason is amazing, and, you know, the stuff he's doing with Halo, you know, he can do with one hand. And they're all wondering, what's he doing with that other hand? Well, he's working on yet another Bungie game. It's called Jump Through Your Fist. And we're working with a couple of hardware vendors for some new controllers. They'll be oddly familiar to many of you. You know, I can't really say too much about that. It's very early, pre-alpha even. What I'd like to talk about at this point is something I know a lot of people came here to see. It's something that we've been referring to as number 2. And I'd like to.
So Matt, I'm really sorry to break you off here, but we totally out of time. We got to cut the feed. We can't get into number 2 right now.
But no, I have to talk about number 2. The people.
No, I mean I know number 2 we talked about, but I mean, you know, time's up.
The people, Joe.
No, Matt, listen.
Joe.
Listen, you don't let your rage go. We don't. Jeez, Matt, what's that?
This is a bottle of water, Joe.
Bottle of water?
Yes, Joe.
Don't even start with that. Listen, we sorted this out in the bar last night. We threw some glasses around. I apologize. I said I was sorry. What do you want?
I want to douse you with this bottle of water, Joe.
No, I thought we were friends again. We were pals. We were getting along
I never
well.
said that.
Put the bottle of water down. You don't have the guts to take a bottle of water on live internet TV, throw it all over me, ruin the studio. I'm sorry. You're going to have to get over the number 2 thing. That's it. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Bungee TV, the Bungee TV broadcast, we're going off the air. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in on these 4 days. I'm going to swear to God, these 4 days of Bungee TV have been exquisite. I'd like to thank Apple for the Akamai servers. I'd like to thank ATI for the video capture technology, VST for my hard drive. I'd like to thank Sorensen for broadcaster, and frankly, I'd like to thank Matt's mom for keeping me company on the lonely nights in San Francisco. Thanks, everybody, for Bungee TV. We'll see you next time.